GB News has been slapped with hundreds of Ofcom complaints following comments made by presenter Eamonn regarding Prince Harry. Last week, following Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's surprise visit to the Queen en route to the Invictus Games, the royals were all news outlets everywhere could talk about. Breakfast with Eamonn and Isabel on GB News was no different, with host Eamonn taking particular issue with Harry's remarks that the Queen needed to be protected. As he shared his view on the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Eamonn remarked Harry and Meghan should be thrown off the balcony of the palace at the imminent Jubilee celebrations, sparking a wave of Ofcom complaints towards the former This Morning star. Biographer Omid Scobie shared the news as he posted on Twitter. The April 20th episode of Breakfast with Eamonn and Isabel has, so far, received 402 formal at Ofcom complaints. More than any other show in Britain last week. If it is found that the broadcasting code was breached, Ofcom will begin an investigation. It comes a week after Omid shared a clip of the moment on Twitter calling Eamonn's remarks vile. Eamonn's comments about the royal came during a discussion with co-host Isabel and guests David Mellor and Claire Muldoon. After David described Harry's recent remarks as a comic turn, the commentator also branded him a Kardashian-type figure. David added, "He's surrounded by people who want to photograph him because they're paying him lots of money for the privilege of filming him. And the Queen becomes important to him only because he has to see the Queen for his credibility on Netflix." Eamonn then chipped in to slam the Duke, commenting, "Yes, gotta be photographed, gotta be on that balcony, for the Queen's Jubilee. He's bringing a book out where he's slagging off Camilla, Parker Bowles, and maybe William and his father," the former This Morning star fumed. He went on, "How on earth, why wouldn't they throw him off of the balcony and her with him?" Express.co.uk has contacted GB News and Eamonn's representatives for comment. Omid, who is a close friend to the royal pair, has blasted Eamonn for his remarks last week prior to sharing the news of the Ofcom complaints. After sharing a clip of the moment from GB News, Omid penned, "Everyone is entitled to an opinion, especially on an interview made for public consumption. But you know what isn't acceptable? Vile commentary that only serves to incite violence and hate." And those watching from home wasted no time in sharing their thoughts on Eamonn's comments, although some did defend the presenter for his remarks. Twitter user @Morsome72 claimed, "This morning knew where Eamonn was heading and they wanted nothing to do with it. At first I thought his sacking was harsh, but now I understand." But Mila Carter protested, "First, he didn't mean it literally. Second, these two have not represented themselves well for the last few years, and their popularity in the UK has gone downhill. A couple who profess to want privacy, but are selling themselves left, right and center." Elsewhere, @MurphyMom15 encouraged, "I hope more people report this to Ofcom. No media person should be able to say such things. It is absolutely a threat." While the Chancellor weighed in, "This is comedic hyperbole. Any reasonable person would recognize it as such. You can argue whether or not this is in poor taste or no, fair enough, but a bit overstating the case to claim this as an actual incitement to violence." And @Anna_with_and_a fumed, and the rest of the panel just laugh. "I don't find this funny, I don't know anyone who would. What is wrong with these people? These same people sit and question Harry's security concerns. If this is what they say on live TV, just imagine what they say behind the scenes."